A data privacy program is the framework an organization uses to make sure personal data is collected, stored, and shared responsibly, in compliance with laws and stakeholder expectations. It starts with clear governance, usually led by a data protection officer, DPO, or a privacy team. They set rules for how personal data should be handled, ensuring privacy is built into business processes and IT systems from the start. This is called privacy by design. Example: before launching a new mobile app, a company ensures it collects only necessary customer information and encrypts it during transmission and storage. The program also promotes a privacy-aware culture through staff training, so everyone understands their role in protecting personal data. It empowers individuals to exercise their rights, such as accessing or deleting their data, and ensures quick responses when data breaches or incidents occur. Example: under Nigeria's NDPA or Europe's GDPR, if a customer requests their data to be deleted, the organization must act promptly and confirm compliance. Continuous monitoring, internal audits, and updates help keep the privacy program aligned with changing laws like GDPR, NDPA, or CCPA. In short, a strong data privacy program protects both people and the organization, building trust with customers while still allowing innovation and growth. Data privacy is built on key principles that ensure personal information is handled lawfully, fairly, and transparently. These principles form the foundation of privacy laws like the GDPR and NDPA. First, individuals must always know why their data is being collected and how it will be used. No hidden purposes or surprises. Example: when someone signs up for an insurance policy, the company must explain that their data will be used to process claims, not for unrelated marketing without consent. Next, data collection should follow the principle of data minimization. Only the information that's truly necessary should be collected. It must also be accurate, kept up to date, and deleted once it's no longer needed. Example: an HR department should not keep a former employee's data for years after they've left, unless legally required. Organizations are also responsible for keeping data secure, using encryption, access controls, and regular monitoring to prevent breaches. Individuals have rights too. They can access, correct, or delete their data, and organizations must make this process simple and quick. Finally, accountability is at the heart of data privacy. Organizations must not only comply with privacy principles, but also be able to prove it through documentation, training, and audits. In summary, these principles help organizations earn and keep public trust, showing that they treat people's personal data with the care and respect it deserves. Every effective data privacy program depends on proper documentation, written evidence that shows how personal data is collected, managed, protected, and monitored. These records help organizations prove compliance with laws like GDPR or NDPA and build trust with customers and regulators. Let's go through the key types. Privacy notice explains to individuals how their data will be used and why. Example: a website's privacy notice tells visitors how cookies track activity and gives them options to consent or opt out. Consent form records a person's permission to process their data. Example: customers tick a box agreeing to receive marketing emails. Personal information inventory lists all personal data collected, where it's stored, and who has access. Activity logs track how data is used and who accessed it, critical for audits or investigations. Data protection legal agreements outline responsibilities when data is shared with third parties or processors. Example: a contract between a company and its cloud provider defining data handling rules. Privacy and risk assessment reports identify how data is handled and where privacy risks may exist. Privacy Impact Assessment, PIA, evaluates how new projects or technologies affect personal data. Training activities record staff education on data protection awareness. Data Incident Register logs any data breaches or near misses and actions taken. Individual rights register tracks data access, correction, or deletion requests from individuals. Together, These documents form a complete privacy evidence trail, helping organizations stay accountable, transparent, and compliant while protecting personal data. To effectively support data privacy audits, an organization should first establish a clear framework that defines how privacy controls are assessed, tested, and reported. In real life, this could mean a bank creating a data privacy audit checklist aligned with NDPA GDPR and using it during annual audits to review how customer account data is collected, stored, and shared across departments. The organization should also formally report its level of compliance with privacy policies, applicable laws, and standards. For example, during an internal audit, management may receive a report showing whether HR systems comply with data retention rules for employee records, highlighting gaps such as keeping ex-employee data longer than legally allowed. Internationally accepted privacy practices should be integrated into everyday business operations. In practice, this could involve an e-commerce company embedding privacy by design into its systems so that customer consent is captured automatically during sign-up and personal data is encrypted by default, rather than adding these controls only after an audit finding. There should be documented procedures governing the use of personal data during investigations, monitoring, and continuous auditing. For instance, when investigating suspected payroll fraud, auditors may access employee salary data under a defined procedure that limits access to authorized personnel and logs, all activity to prevent misuse of sensitive information. Where local regulations permit, data used for audit or testing should be anonymized or masked. A real-life example is an auditor testing transaction controls using masked customer names and account numbers instead of real identifiers, thereby reducing the risk of data leakage while still allowing the audit to be effective. When auditing data privacy practices, the IS auditor must check whether the organization's policies and controls are not only documented, but working effectively in practice. First, auditors should confirm that contracts with third parties include clear data privacy clauses, covering how vendors collect, use, and protect data. Example: a cloud service provider must agree to delete or return all customer data once the contract ends. Next, check whether data retention and destruction policies are in place and followed. Sensitive information should be stored only as long as needed and destroyed safely when no longer required. Example: old customer files should be securely shredded or digitally wiped, not left in storage. For organizations handling international data, auditors must verify that cross-border data transfer rules comply with laws like GDPR or NDPA, ensuring data moved between countries remains protected. Auditors should also confirm that employees receive regular data privacy training so they understand how to handle personal information responsibly. Another key point is ensuring that the organization keeps an updated inventory of all personal data it holds, showing where it's stored, who uses it, and for what purpose. Finally, auditors must verify that requests from individuals, such as asking to view, correct, or delete their data, are handled promptly and logged properly. Example: a customer requests to delete their account. The auditor checks that the request was fulfilled and recorded in the privacy register. In short, an IS auditor ensures that data privacy policies are not just written, but actively enforced, protecting both the organization and individuals' rights.